Welcome everybody to Nine's Corner. My name is Nina. Nice to meet you. And if you're coming back, welcome back, my friend. So I had to get on tonight because our friend Mr. Kavanagh is in trouble. You can look at the little roll here now, and I'll just get my cards out. Will they be looking closer at the nominees and who's gotten in power, especially like if you look at Kavanaugh and stuff, right? To have a reversal of fortune. So I think, yes, they will do a review. So let's have a look and see past, present, and future for Brett Kavanaugh. Is he going to find himself out of a job soon? I mean, you know, I realize there's always going to be the occasional one that comes forth, whether it be a man or a woman, who tells an untruth. But when somebody finally gets to the position where they're willing to tell about something that's so personal, the chances of it not having some basis of truth is really, really slim. You know, unless that person has mental issues or, you know, there's something. I'm going to move my candle here because Sadie's walking around. Apologies. So the woman, you know, for most people, it's a truth they're coming to have to face. And it does happen 30, 40 years later. There's so much to be learned about that. But, you know, let's have a look and see what's going to be surrounding Brett Kavanaugh. God, remember him and how angry. They did such a great job of him on Saturday Night Live. Huh? Really, though, he's just so, oh, gosh. It was awful having to watch him. Okay. Knight of Wands, first card out. I'll put them up in the corner here. Knight of Wands, first card out. So here is the want, the will, the willpower to go forward, to get the job, and it didn't matter about what was going to be around it, how it was going to happen. He was just going to go for it. Then we've got the Queen of Wands. Oh, interesting. We go from a knight to a queen. So now Mr. Kavanagh is trying to figure it out. He's trying to figure out, what am I going to have to sacrifice to be able to maintain some kind of reputation? And you can see there's something in his hand that he thinks that he'll be able to use in the future. 8 of Cups, having to walk away from everything that he's built up. I think that he is going to be sacrificed. I really do. What's on top of it? King of Swords. So the doofus is going to continue to be, you know, he's going to be like, I didn't do that. He's going to get all angry and full of himself about it because this is a man with such little character. But he will continue to go forth and say, hey, no, I'm right to be in this position. Underneath, we've got the 7 of Wands. I'm not happy about this card because this means he'll be defending himself. He'll be trying to save face in some fashion. So he'll be doing everything he can to try to keep his job. And there's a chance that he could, with the 7 of Wands, being able to defend himself and him being able to have something. And we found something that he might have to sacrifice. So it could be walking away into a different position to save face or something like that. But he's definitely going to be on the defense. I'm just going to stop and take pictures, and then I'll be right back. Next question we're going to look into is the Roe versus Wade. It's just all over the news. And you know what? Whether you're for it or against... Oh, Sadie. Shady, come over here. When it comes to Roe versus Wade, it matters not which side that you land on, you know? I think that's a very personal thing, and it's okay to keep your opinion to yourself, or be vocal about it, whichever way that you prefer, because, you know, I personally, on a personal level, that's not something I would be able to choose to do, but I could understand reasons, you know, when it comes to women's health, rape, incest. Like, there's so much. It's such a loaded thing. And you don't want it to go back to women not being able to go and take care of themselves in a proper way. And, you know, the fact is, we don't try to get into men's health, and the government's not trying to get into men's pants, so get out of my pants. Like, you know what I mean? That's how you want to. Anyway, let's have a look. Past, present, and future. What's going to be the result of them looking at Roe versus Wade again? Two of Pentacles. So in the past, there has been that balance. And the balance was, look, whether you like this or agree with it or not, you don't want women being harmed. So there was a balance, and they won. But see, this also means that it's partial, and that if something's imbalanced, it could become unbalanced. Next card out, we have the Star. So people are hopeful. But you got to think, there's two sides that are being hopeful. Both sides feel just as right as each other, you know? So whose side's going to get the Two of Swords? Wow. So no, I think the restrictions, the things that are holding Roe versus Wade in place will hold, but there might be some, you know, like a way for them to get in, a way for them to be able to change the rules, change the regulations. You've got two twos here. So it's like partial success both ways, the imbalance. So, you know, if you have different laws for different states and it's not a federal law, then that's, you know, how can anybody feel secure? So will they come to a place where the federal government will make a federal law that will affect everybody across the board, no matter where you're from in the United States, and stop letting the states have their own personal, because then it affects, you know, because then you're not getting equality goes out the door when there's rules for different states for different people. So what will be the result? The Wheel. The Wheel of Fortune keeps going round and round. So as long as there's going to be people with opinions, we're probably going to be dealing with this issue. And that's part of our human condition, is that we keep having to learn the lessons over and over, and we forget the lessons, and then we come back to them again. So the Wheel of Fortune just says it's going to keep going. At some point, though, with the Wheel of Fortune, things will turn in a way that you'll no longer have those continuous restrictions, those continuous fights. With the wheel, eventually the completion will happen. So I think we will at some point get to a point of balance, but that's so far, far, far off into the future. That could be a want and a desire rather than an actuality. Certainly not in my lifetime. But anyhow, I had to get on and have a quick little reading with all the news that's going on. And as always, I have our unity candle lit for each and every one of us. And until the next time we talk, guys, cheerio. Have a great weekend.